Which markets are the best to buy at the moment? Keeping in mind good capital growth over the next 5 years. Is Perth the best place to buy an investment property house? What is the rough gross rental yield that can be expected? So really good question. I'm going to jump into a few suburbs in a moment as well, but I'm going to give a general answer to this if this is okay. Even the conversation we've been having this morning. So, my wife, Anna, she had a conversation today with Tim in the business. Tim owns 15 investment properties himself at the age of 30, extremely experienced property investor. Tom has been a very experienced commercial real estate agent, property expert, been working with us in assets, been responsible now for hundreds of millions of dollars worth of acquisitions and due diligence within the business. These are some great property minds talking about this, and they have their finger on the pulse. Okay, we are looking at thousands of properties every week, and we are presenting tens of properties to clients every week, and we are very, very fussy with the offers that we are making. And the rubber, I guess in Perth at the moment, we are extremely comfortable with the next 5 years in terms of capital growth in a capital city across Australia. Potentially very close to, if not number one, in terms of our projections for capital growth over the next 5 years. You have a very diversified economy over in Perth now. We saw the state premier move on this morning. He's been a great custodian and steward of that market, but I expect him to hand the baton over to another stable conservative leader. We also have extremely high overseas migration directly into WA, where these people are never coming to the eastern seaboard to live. They are staying put. They love what they see. Okay, so expect Perth to be very buoyant over the next 5 years. But for me right now, based on the observations from my team this morning, negotiations are starting to be very strongly favouring the seller, even when we as professionals are on the deal. So whilst we are still very active and looking to buy in Perth, getting deals done on favourable terms to us. Remember, we're not moving valuations. If we value the property here, we're not paying over it. Okay, we're not responsible for capital growth. Other lower sophisticated investors are who pay overs, even in an upwards trending market. It's just the negotiations are now starting to favour the seller, even when we as professionals are negotiating. There's still the odd good deal to be done, but it is a very heated market. Do not be wrong. It is a very heated market over in WA right now, in Perth particularly, and potentially we now need to start turning our gaze to other markets. Parts of Brisbane starting to look very attractive. Even higher price points, 800 to a million, 1.2 in Sydney itself. Expect yields to be 3.5%, 4.5%, but we are now starting to see other capitals really starting to turn on very strongly. So for the next 5 years, just to summarise, excellent potential in Perth, but potentially if you're going at a loan, the best deals have probably been a couple of months ago, if not a month or so ago. If you're working with a professional negotiator, obviously we're still able to get some very good deals done as a professional outfit. You'd still look into Perth, but for me, I'll be looking into other areas. So to get that yield, Perth, we're still expecting 5.5% yield at 450 purchase price, lower purchase price, higher yield, but then you're starting to get into the lower socio pockets. Higher yields somewhat in regional Queensland, lower purchase prices, slightly lower yields in Brisbane than Perth, interestingly enough. And pretty similar yields in Adelaide as they are in Perth more broadly at the moment. So hopefully that answers your question there about the Perth market. All right, guys, if you like this conversation, you like this type of content, then it might be worth having a chat with us here at Ripe House. There's a link below to book in a 15-minute no-obligation discovery call just to talk about what you're trying to achieve in property investment and to talk about if we would be a good fit to invest and to assist you alongside. Thank you.